Hey gang, how we doing? Just at home. Happy Easter. How we doing? I'm hoping everyone can hear me well. Um, yeah, I've got low batteries on the old. I might actually take these. I think that's what I'm going to do. Hello to everyone and welcome to April. And he said February, then March, and then April. Hello to April's Q&A Live with James Sinclair, where you get to ask me anything about growing your business and I'll give you the answers. We'll be jamming for about 30 minutes. So basically in the comments below, just ask me a question about helping you grow your business and I will do my very best to give you the answers. I would like to give everyone some little updates on what I've been up to. 12th of April, we're getting ready to open our outdoor attractions. It feels really good to know that actually there's some chance that we can make some money soon and bring some revenue into our business, which has been such a tough time over the last few months. We made a number of acquisitions as well. Acquisition number one, we've taken over a zoo in Lee Valley Zoo, or we're going to call it Lee Valley Animal Adventure Park. It's been closed for 18 months and the team are busy getting that ready. But the real super exciting thing that I wanted to share with you guys was the acquisition that we made last Thursday, which I think is one of the most exciting things in our whole entire career. It's we've bought the Rossi Ice Cream Company and we're going to the volume's a bit low. Let me see if I can turn that up. I don't know. Tender, can you just let me know, does that sound better now? Drugs Bunny's asking, I'm considering buy a holiday home spot on Airbnb. Good, bad idea? Hey, look, I think if you're doing serviced accommodation via holiday lets, I know people doing really well from that little sector. And I think if you're buying good locations, in fact, I would probably like to buy in a better location. Thanks, Chance. There is no fan. I'm just going to see if that makes it any better. Is my sound better now, Chuds? If you could let me know, that'd be really good. If you can let me know, that'd be absolutely fantastic, Chuds. Just to let me know that the sound sounds better. That's fixed it. Brilliant. Hey, so we should be sounding brilliantly now, guys. Yeah, anyway, so back to the question about buying a B&B, not a B&B, a holiday let. I absolutely think that it's a great idea. In fact, I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good little side hustle, but I would opt to go for a better location to take a slightly lower yield. So what do I mean by that? Well, look, you could buy somewhere that sounds fantastic on paper and all the numbers look really good on property in terms of the cash flow rental. I would actually go for a better location that's always going to be full, that's always going to be there forever. In terms of people wanting to go there. So Brighton will be a great one from that. Southwold will be a good one for that. Rather than maybe Blackpool, which you could buy a property really cheap in Blackpool and all the numbers look great on paper if you could get full occupancy. And I think that's the big question here, is making sure that you can get full occupancy. So I'd rather go to Brighton, where the yields would probably be lower, but you would have a much stronger occupancy. So that's just what I'm doing there. Samantha Griffith says, how do you put a value on a business up for sale? Well, I suppose the normal rule of thumb, the way most people do it, is anything under 2 million of EBITDA. And EBITDA is a way of saying net profit, but not really. It's earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization. So it's the cash flow of businesses spinning off before depreciation, before its interest payments, and before its tax payments, and before its amortization payments. Go and Google that if you want to just go into that. I don't want to go on for that now. I mean, I could speak for an hour on EBITDA, but I'm not going to. So how do most people value it? 3.5 times EBITDA or 3.5 times net profit. But if you get a business that starts to generate 1 million plus of EBITDA, or definitely 2 million plus of EBITDA, then your multiples will increase because you get a different type of buyer. When you make, say, 100, 200,000 of EBITDA, you're shopping around for private buyers, solo to entrepreneurial people, so solopreneurs to entrepreneurs that are looking for hustles. They're sort of grinding it out themselves. They're more owner managed type businesses, and so that's why you only get that 3.5 times. If you go over 1 million plus, you start shopping around with investorpreneurs. These are entrepreneurs that think much more like investors, which is where we all want to be getting to, by the way. This is the stuff that I teach in my Entrepreneurs University, which I hasten to add you can try for free on my website, jamessinclair.net. And what investorpreneurs do is they look for much more bigger beasts, and they do a series of arbitrage. So here's the thing: if you could buy a chain of fish and chip shops, I don't know why I always use fish and chip shops as my example because I don't own any fish and chip shops. But if you could buy one fish and chip shop and it makes 100 grand a year profit, you might buy it for 350,000, maybe 400,000, maybe 450,000. But that's not really attractive to someone that's really looking to scale up quickly, unless it's someone buying lots and lots of ones and they've got a big capital base. What might be attractive to a private equity, an investor, or a serious entrepreneur, a serial entrepreneur, as I like to call them, investorpreneurs, they would look at something that's making 1 million of EBITDA or 2 million of EBITDA rather than 100,000. They actually will pay a bit more for that. We'll pay 8.5 times EBITDA, bolt it into the group. We've then used arbitrage and leverage to build that up into something bigger, and then they go and sell it to a pension fund for 13, 14 times. Now, this is happening in the day nursery space right now, and it's happening in loads of industries where you're getting someone buying a business for 8.5 times its profit, 1 million, 1.5 million, and they're buying 10 of them. And they've got funding to buy 10 of them. And what they're doing is building it up. They're increasing the net profits just by 2, 3, 4, 5s, and 10%, and then selling it straight away to a pension fund for 13.5 times profit. And I know lots and lots of quite highly powered, well-funded private equity venture capitalist houses that do just that. So they call this roll-up or arbitrage, building it up to sell to a pension fund. So hopefully that answers how you value a business. And of course, it's very different from sector to sector. So the day nursery business, really easy to value it on a times multiple. Accountancy practice, very easy to value it on a times multiple. But if it's owner managed, key man run, then you should limit the amount that you're prepared to pay for a business, because that owner managed, key man run business is the person, or key person, sorry, trying to think different, not say man all the time. Key person driven business is making it all happen. So I would be very wary of that. There's lots and lots of businesses say they're doing 300,000 turnover, making 180,000 pound profit, but the owner of the business is making all that happen. So I stick very clear of those businesses. The business that we bought on Thursday was loss making. And I'll tell you about it in just a second. Loss making business. It's 90 years old, though, as a business. So that's very attractive. And everyone where I live and in London and the Southeast knows it. I bought the Rossi Ice Cream Company. It's a fabulous business, but bags of potential and loss making. And I paid, I think, too much for it. But I know what I can do with it. So it's very difficult. You get more experience to this. But usually my way of buying businesses is for as little money as possible and then use your capital to improve it. And I've made a good couple of videos on this on the channel, so go and check them out. There's some more questions. Basie B says, hey, give me some more context to that, mate. Give me some more context to that. Jags Climax is saying, big up, James. Thanks for sharing your knowledge. I appreciate it. Well, thanks very much, Jags. Very kind of you. There we go. Anyone else got any more questions? Hit them in the comments below. I will give you my answers to help grow your business. While we're waiting for those questions to come through, let me just now touch on the Rossi deal. So yeah, Rossi Ice Cream. Let me know if you've heard of it in the comments as well. We're going to be making a ton of content about that. About the zoo, Lee Valley Zoo, Animal Bench Park that we're taking over and getting that ready to reopen. And then we're going to be making some property content very soon. And this is all planned really for the next 4 to 6 weeks, where I'll be revealing exactly how much I bought property for, and the revenue and the profits that we make from property. And I'll show you some of my properties. So that content is coming here on the channel as well very, very soon. If you're just joining us on the YouTube channel, please make sure you hit subscribe and please hit the like button. Literally on all my videos, if you ever watch my videos and you think we deliver you a ton of value, please hit that like button, because when you hit that like button, the YouTube algorithm literally goes wild, and then we get cast out to more people to help more people grow their business. Right, okay, so Rossi, yeah, we acquired that on Thursday. We're literally going to go from cow to cone. Our marketing team and myself, we came up with the idea of going from teat to tongue, but we thought that was a little bit too risky. So we're going from cow to cone, and we're going to make the world's best tasting ice cream. And our business plan is to make the best ice cream possible and to go out there and get customers. And the third part of the plan is to refer back to points 1 and 2. And that's really those key things. There's just three really powerful things that the whole team have been told from me when we bought the business. I announced to the team, I said, look, we've got three main objectives, just three, that we all want you to get behind. Thing number one is we want to make the best tasting ice cream. We'll have the best possible product in the world. You've got to help me deliver that. Brilliant. They're all on board with that. Thing number two is we've got to get and keep customers, because we've lost some customers and we're not focusing on getting customers. And thing number three is refer back to points 1 and 2. And when you think about business, isn't that really the whole point to business, that most people just don't focus on having a great product and getting and keeping customers? They get absolutely trenched in to doing operations and not the right operations. And so I just think it's really, really important that you focus on getting and keeping customers and having the best product possible, and then everything else works really. um, and I just, the amount of business owners that I speak to that have on my podcast. I don't know if you guys haven't checked out my podcast where I coach business owners live on air, telling them how to grow their business, how to take their business to the next level. Most of them just don't focus on getting and keeping customers. But the successful ones that come on my podcast, the ones that are having challenges around growth, is because they focus on getting and keeping customers. Samantha Griffiths says, do you get the recipes for the ice cream? Yes, the world famous 90-year-old vanilla ice cream. We have the recipes. It's like the KFC secret sauce. Uh, Lawyer 104 says, I missed the announcement about the ice cream. We bought the Rossi Ice Cream Company on Thursday. The original Rossi Ice Cream Company, founded in 1932, now belongs to part of our group. And we are the custodians of this near on century-year-old brand. And you know what I said to our team? I said, look, guys, we've got a responsibility here. We'll never really own the Rossi Ice Cream Company. We're just looking after it for the next generation. And I feel like that about a lot of our brands, like Marsh Farm, like Lee Valley, like Twizzle Tops, Party Man World, and Teddy Tastic. You know, I feel like these brands we're looking after for the next generation, whoever they are. See, the Rossi Ice Cream family is like we're the fifth generation owners, really, to that business. We have a real responsibility to really look after it and take it to the next level. Tendai, how do you learn the systems of the business? Did you bring a consultant with experience of your industry to implement systems and hire the right team for you? What you're talking about with the ice cream company, if you are talking about that, Tendai, we've taken that team on. They're very good at all the systems of making ice cream. They're SALSA approved, which is the food accreditation standard that all the supermarkets work to. What happened with this business was they weren't focusing on getting and keeping customers, and sometimes doing just enough. That's amazing. I'm 10 minutes from the Rossi on the seafront. Good luck to you. Well, thank you, Samantha Griffiths. Oh, thank you very much. I hope you're a customer of ours and hope you're going to keep on buying ice cream. Peter Help Hope, keep up the good work, Jimbo. Good to see you sounding so positive. Lots of love to you and your family. Well, thank you very much. Lots of love to you and your family as well. And thanks to everyone that, look, guys, if you ever see any Rossi ice cream, we're in Morrison's, we're in Asda, we're in Co-op. If you could just do us a big favour and make sure you choose to buy Rossi going forward. I think we're going to speak to more supermarkets in the next couple of weeks that are begging to have our product in there. So we're going to get some of that in there. I really appreciate appreciate anyone doing that as well. Um, Mark Davison, did you take Chudders with you and make them an offer they couldn't refuse? Well, Chud sits next to me in our office, so he's been with me from the start of this. I don't think he understands why I'm so desperate to buy an ice cream company. Um, some of the stuff I think why I'm getting excited about children's festivals and buying another Zooey farm park thing, but that's just me, isn't it? I'm passionate about family brands. One of our core business strengths are building brands that families love, and as long as it does that, then that's what we would always do. And we want to buy more brands that families love, and we want to create this ecosystem. Here's the great thing: I spend £250,000 a year on ice cream through Marsh Farm, Party Man World. And all of our venues. Now we can say to Rossi, well, hello, Rossi, you've just won yourself another £250,000 worth of turnover. We're going to take it from Walls and give it to Rossi. That's when I get really excited about business, where you can literally create multiple revenue streams that fold into existing empire. I mean, all of this stuff I've put in the Entrepreneurs University. Now, if you just join me, don't forget, try my Entrepreneurs University. You can try it for free on my website, jamessinclair.net. When you think about creating businesses like this, ecosystems, where you can literally bolt in multiple companies and literally buy them. Like when you think about Marsh Farm, we bought Marsh Farm, loss-making business, and very quickly we turned it into a £300,000 profit business in just a shake under 12 months. How do we do that? Is because we leveraged what we already had. We leveraged our management team, we leveraged our marketing, our know how to get customers. We had a big database, the Party Man World database. We told them that we bought Marsh Farm, leveraging that, but then we opened a day nursery on site. So we'd already got a few day nurseries at that point back in 2013, and opening another day nursery made loads of sense. We'd already had the overhead covered, so we're doing this thing called sweating the asset. And I look at the Marsh Farm day nursery on Marsh Farm. It's like a £850,000 a year business, just the day nursery element. When we took over Marsh Farm, the turnover of Marsh Farm was £900,000. So we nearly got the day nursery revenue up to the original turnover that we took over Marsh Farm. And in the last 7 years, we've built that to now as a total combined business of £3.5 million of revenue, just that site. And then that was another business that we bought that had a brand there. It was really well known, but it was lacking the three E's that I always talk about: lacking energy, effort, and enthusiasm from the owners. And this happens to lots of businesses. It's probably going to happen to me one day when you just get tired of business. I don't think it will ever happen to me one day. I'm hoping one day it might, that I can take, a glass of water and just sit back on the beach, but it's just not who I am. It's in my DNA. I'm talking about DNA and people that really influence me. If someone would want to invest £6 or £7 a month to literally change their life, it's investing that £6 or £7 into Audible. And Audible's an Amazon company, and I really believe that we should try and help Jeff Bezos get through, because last time I checked, he was really struggling to, put food on the table. I joke, I digress. But there's a thing on Audible by a guy called Jim Rohn, Jimrohn, dead now. And you can listen to all of his seminars when you're driving along, you're on a journey, or you're on your own. I listen to it every night before I go to sleep. Just helps me get to sleep and put that positivity into my brain. Tony Robbins used to work for him. Brad Sugars from Action Coach used to work with him. Loads of some of the big dogs in the personal development world worked for him. The guy that wrote The Compound Effect worked for him as well. Just fantastic. And you can listen to this good stuff. It's old. It's like 70s, 80s stuff, but every part of it is brilliant. If you've heard the sayings that you become the average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with, that's a Jim Rohn saying. You show me your friends, I'll show you your future. That's a Jim Rohn saying. Literally brilliant stuff that just be fantastic for helping you grow your business. Right. let me see if any other questions are coming through. Does anyone else have any other questions for me to help grow your business before we wrap up this YouTube live? This is your last chance to ask me anything. Please hit it in the comments below. Um, there we go. I like the old Nightingale audios. Yeah, I'll check them out, Michael. I don't know that one. I tell you what, let me give you my book recommendation. This one here, I brought this up. This bad boy, The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. Again, this bloke used to work for Jim Rohn and mentions Jim Rohn literally every other page. But this is a fantastic book. I've done some YouTube videos on the channel with my top books that I think business owners should be reading to help grow their business. Because, from my point of view, great leaders are great readers, and great readers become great leaders. So make sure you're filling your brain with this stuff. Here's the other thing as well. Find about from doing loads of seminars and working with people and creating content. I think it's really important that we remember R&R, refresh and remind. We've got to be able to refresh and remind ourselves um, on the stuff that works. See, being a business owner, you need to go on a diet of this good stuff. I want to talk about the diet analogy here. I think, you might have a light bulb moment. People, the diet industry is one of the biggest industries in the world. Weight Watchers, Slimming World, and all the other fad diets that come out. It's a huge multi-billion dollar worldwide industry, and it will continue to be as such. But those people that go to Slimming World, those people that go to Weight Watchers, they absolutely know the basics. Exercise, eat less cake, and you're going to lose weight. But people pay for this stuff, and they go every week because the process of being refreshed and reminded on the stuff that works absolutely works. Religions have been doing this for years. That's why Jewish people meet up on a Friday and Christians meet up on a Sunday at church to be refreshed and reminded themselves of the culture, the vision, and the mission of those religions. Politicians do it as well, and the army does it every morning. Like, they get everyone up early, have a bloody section outside, and what they call it, I can't think what they call the thing in the army, but they do it every morning. Schools, great schools, do it with assemblies, refresh and remind of all the stuff that works, and that's what human beings need. Business owners need it too, and they need to be retold the stuff they know that works, like my 3 KPI rule, making sure you're producing a monthly set of profit and loss, but not just producing it, reading it, understanding it, sharing it with the team. Also, tracking your average customer value. They go, yeah, I know I need to track my average customer value. What was your average customer value last week? Oh, I don't know. Well, that's because you're not refreshing and reminding yourself enough on the stuff that you know that works. So actually, you need to be, that Jim Rohn stuff. I've been listening to the same stuff for years, but it's the good stuff that I need to put back to the front of my mind, because you want them positive habits going forward. And the third KPI rule is making sure you're tracking your labor to turnover ratio, because the biggest cost in most businesses walks on 2 legs. So you want to make sure you're tracking this stuff all the time. I think we got another question here. Watched a lot of Jonathan Jay since your interview. Very interesting stuff. Confining the info has made the cogs turn. Yeah, absolutely. Jimmy JV. Hi, James. You always try to buy existing businesses and improve them, or do you ever look at setting up something new? Yeah, I've set up new businesses, but it's much better to take over something that's got some foundations there and then improve it, because there's a customer base crying out for improvement. Let's look at the ice cream company that we've just bought. We just bought the Rossi Ice Cream Company, a 90-year-old business that everyone in London and the southeast and Essex and Hertfordshire and Kent knows. How long and how much money would it take me to achieve what they are known for 90 years? How long would that take? A long time and lots of money. So if you can buy a company for little or no money, or do vendor finance and pay for it over a period of time, and there's something there, but they've just lost that va-va-voom, then you can really make some good stuff happen. And if you look at like Richard Branson, what he's done with Virgin Trains, um, that really, obviously has started businesses from scratch, as have I. Like this business is a startup. The James Sinclair Entrepreneurs University is a startup business. I started it 4 years ago doing seminars and stuff. Much harder to get traction behind it. Party Man World, my indoor play centre, the first one I started from scratch. Twizzletop's Day Nursery, the first one, and all of those I've started from scratch, from zero, from the ground up. But I'm looking now to buy a chain of day nurseries. I've got a couple of irons in the fire on that because you can buy another five, bolt them onto your eight, and really grow a company. How long is it? It's taken me 10 years to get 8 day nurseries. Yeah, but in 1 year, I could go and buy 20, bolt them onto my eight, and then have 28. Something's really difficult sometimes start businesses because only 5% of businesses make it past 10 years old. So if you can buy something like Rossi that's 90 years old, then you've got a brand that you can use. And I'll tell you how powerful this is. On Sunday, I had my sister-in-law over. And I said, "Oh, I bought Rossi on Thursday." She went, "Oh, I love Rossi, absolutely love it." I said, "Yeah, it took me. I've been working on it for a year," and she went, "What? Why did it take you a year to buy a tub of ice cream?" I said, "No, no, I've bought the Rossi ice cream company." And she like, looked at me, she's like, "What? What? The Rossi ice cream company?" I went, "Yeah, I bought the Rossi ice cream company." So we had this like 10-minute confrontation where she couldn't stack it up in her head. But she said, "But that's massive. That's like everyone knows that brand." And I went, "Yeah, well, that's what we did. We bought the Rossi ice cream company." She just flabbergasted. And I thought, "Oh, that's what I bought there." Because how long would it take me to build that up? Um, a lifetime, literally a lifetime to get that. And so that's why I like buying companies that fold in. If you had to pick one, customer first or employee first, it's employee first all the way. Because if you've got good employees and you put your employees first, you're going to have the best customers that keep on returning. That's a really easy one to answer. Tendai says, "How do you look for businesses for sale as one online seems to be overpriced?" Yeah, I don't really go to brokers. Um, I go direct to people. I write them a letter and say, "Hey, look, I've noticed your business," and I send a letter in the post, and I'd like to buy this business of you. All the ones that I've bought have come through me doing a direct approach, and they wasn't really up for sale. I've just planted the seed because once it gets to the business brokers, it's just to me, I'm out. I don't want. I want to be in a one-horse race when buying a business. When you're selling something, you want to have as many horses as possible. When you're buying something, you want to be in a one-horse race. So, yeah, and you can usually work out where businesses that have got that like what I like is I let some brand to be there. Everyone knows it, but you can just tell that it's the je ne sais quoi has gone. So Marsh Farm, for example, which I bought off the local government, I could see. I wrote to them and um, "I'd like to set up a farm park in Essex. I see you have Marsh Farm, like Marsh Farm. Have you got any land on the other side of Essex that I could buy from you to set up one of these?" And I said, "I'd love to come and have a coffee with you." And they said, "Yes, come in and have a coffee with us." And they were telling us that they didn't have a manager at Marsh Farm and that they might sell it one day. And I said, "Well, look, let me manage it for free for you, get it to profitability, make you some money, and then let me make an offer to buy it." And that's pretty much how it happened. In the end, they actually paid me to be a manager for a year in 2012, and I bought it off them in 2013. So that's an example. But you've got to be way more creative than bloody looking on Google. Although Google can give you an idea of some stuff, but maybe you're going to have to go and see 100 business owners. You're going to have to kiss a few frogs to find your prince when it comes to buying businesses. Again, all of this stuff and more advice on how to buy businesses in my Entrepreneurs University, using the tactics and the letters that I use to approach people to buy businesses. That's all in my Entrepreneurs University. And you can try that for free at jamessinclair.net. And we've got a ton of great new modules going in all the time, designed to help you in all spheres of business. I hope you've enjoyed this YouTube live tonight. I've been James Sinclair. We'll be back on Thursday at 7 o'clock with another great video to help grow your business. Please make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel and hit the like button whenever you watch my videos. And one more thing, if you are thinking, bloody hell, this has been a good little chat tonight, if you'd like to come on my podcast and have me coach you for free for half an hour, you can apply to be on the podcast at jamessinclair.net. And we'd love to have you there to help grow your business. To continued success, I'm James Sinclair. Bye-bye.